you very much, Marsha. Let me say how happy I am to be here tonight at Freehill in St. Michael, Northwest, to speak in support of the candidacy of my good friend and colleague, the General Secretary of the Democratic Labour Party, Mr. Christopher Sinckler, the next parliamentary representative of this constituency. I've spoken here in Freehill on many occasions, but I certainly have never seen a crowd as large as the crowd I'm seeing here tonight. And that must tell us something about how people feel about this general election and how important the decision that you are going to be making on Tuesday is to the future of our country. And you must not let anything over the next few days in any way interfere with your resolve. Do not let anything interfere in any way with your determination to get rid of this Barbados Labour Party administration. The Prime Minister said at the beginning of this campaign that he is motivated by a special determination that the Democratic Labour Party should never hold office in this country ever again. And I am saying that you must be motivated by a determination to see that Owen Arthur is removed as the Prime Minister of this country. And I am going to give you the reasons tonight why that should be the case. I haven't come here tonight to talk about Clyde Maskell, because he is so desperate that he went to Silver Sands the other night, and when he did not like something that somebody said to him, he, like a little boy, decided to bare a covered part of his anatomy. And that's a fact. He's a child. He does not deserve to be taken seriously in politics in Barbados. He had an opportunity to lead a great political institution, and he squandered that opportunity. And then he left the Democratic Labour Party, went over to the Barbados Labour Party, and the first thing that he did was embroil himself in a whole series of financial infelicities. But the problem is there, it is the blind leading the blind. Because if the Prime Minister of Barbados does not understand that as Minister of Finance in this country, the man who regulates banking institutions, the man who protects your deposits in banks, the man who is to make sure that banking institutions are properly managed, that they have effective reserve requirements, that they're complying with the provisions of the Financial Institutions Legislation and the Central Bank Act. And he does not understand that as Minister of Finance, he should not be taking checks in his personal name from financial institutions. This is unheard of in the entire Commonwealth. Any other Prime Minister and Minister of Finance would have to resign if he was found out doing that. And we in Barbados are in the midst of a general election. And there may be some people who feel that we raise this issue because we are in a general election. And I don't expect him to resign at this stage. I want you to be the judge and jury. And it does not mean that because a prison has been built at Dodds and it has a lot of room, that availability means that we should make it 99% full. There should be a little room The people who built the prison at Dodds, some of them are now in prison in the United States of America. Did you know that? The gentleman who is building the ABC highway is before the Privy Council and the courts in Jamaica in an arrangement which included a kickback agreement that was paid to certain public officials in Jamaica. I want to know where all of these criminals have now suddenly emerged in Barbados, involved in major public sector projects. That's why I'm saying the blind leading the blind in Barbados. That you can have a hardwood project and the Prime Minister sees absolutely nothing wrong with that. You can have people building our prison here, one of whom was involved in the state legislature in Alaska, a very senior official, and he has been convicted of serious charges, including charges relating to arrangements for the building of that prison, and he is now in prison in the United States. So you need to understand that this election is vital, and this election is critical, because this government has run up over $1 billion in cost overruns in the space of 14 years. You have the GEMS project, started, they said, at $90 million. It is now over $300 million. You have EduTech, started at $200 million. It is now at $420 million and counting. You had the building at Warren. They said it was estimated to cost less than $20 million. It is now going to cost the taxpayers of Barbados $54 million. You had the prison. Originally, the prison was to cost $112 million, and then the government said they forgot and made an error, and it's going to cost $112 million United States dollars. And then the other night, we had to reveal the very shocking situation regarding the ABC Highway road widening project. Originally estimated to cost $119 million, and now it is going to cost the taxpayers $242 million. And can you imagine that a prominent businessman in Barbados could be in the newspaper today saying that the price of steel is what caused that project to be costing what it is costing? The price of steel has not even increased by 40%, but even if it did, it would only be $14 million more. But it is now almost twice the amount that it was originally projected to cost. And I'm saying to you that there are people in the Barbados Labour Party who are benefiting from it. And what has the Prime Minister's response to that been? You had me a Motley saying, yes, we admit there were some difficulties with the project, but I now believe that there's fiscal prudence in place. The Prime Minister then reveals last night, which many of you all may not know, that even after that money is spent building that, widening that highway, that the people of Barbados will not own that highway. It is going to be owned by the same 3S and leased back to the government of Barbados.